Alright, here's the second of two for NiteDog, T3485M. Once again, also Malinovka, this time also bottom tier. It's going to have another pretty good game. You know, since I started working with NiteDog a little bit, not just me, but overall, he's been working on his game. Probably added 300-400, maybe up to 500 to his recents on his 1.8, so absolutely improving. This game is going to illustrate a couple of things that he's doing that he didn't used to do when I started watching him. And we'll talk about a couple of mistakes. He's running the 3045, must be training a crew because it doesn't have 6 cents, which is going to be important to his first little mistake right here that he makes. We're going to come across, and there's the eye candy off to the left. Notices it may be a little late, and then decides, all right, I'm going to shoot this, man. Look at this nice scout. He's right there. I can shoot him, and I'm going to get some damage. I'm going to get another shot. Yes. Oh, awesome. Got some more to... Oh, boy. Okay, so... The scout is clearly inside the circle here. He's definitely going to be spotted if he stops right here. The better idea, NiteDog, is to move forward. Let's get this going. Somewhere in about right here, and maybe a little further, where you could actually shoot the scout and not take as much aggro from guys kind of up on the hill or further over here. And of course, arty is always going to be an issue. So if you were going to stop, I'd have stopped, taken one shot, and then kept going. Or I think better yet, drive up to this corner here, maybe even up to this kind of protected area here, peek around and take shots on that guy. So it's going to cost you some hit points making that happen. Remember that early game like that, getting lit early out in the open with so many guns is just a bad idea because somebody's going to hit you. There's just too many guns left in the game. And that was a good kill on that scout. He ended up being spotted and taken out early. Tried to get up in what is a pretty powerful spotting bush if he can get there without being spotted. And NiteDog's going to come up here and start working on guys from this hill. He takes it to the left of the oods with lots of bushes between him and the enemy. Now that's the first example of something that NiteDog didn't used to do. As soon as he got up here, took a look at that Su-100, didn't have a shot, he immediately was looking at the mini-map and he noticed there's guys lit to his left, so he swung his turret that way. But remember now there's also a guy here in front of him, and now he's right back to it. Guy goes down pretty quick, and now he's shooting. That goes into the dirt. Switches back over, takes a hit on the Su-100. Very nice. Target selection. This is the next target I can shoot at. And he ends up getting him with a nice shot right there. The only thing I would say about that, NiteDog, is it's easy to get spotted there. So I might have courtesy moved off after the first shot and see if anything came in. Obviously, either they didn't have time to shoot you or they didn't see you, more than likely is what happened there. Nice track right there. You put a bit of damage on him. That guy's getting hurt. And I say courtesy and move back. Just, you know, maybe a shot comes in and you were spotted and at least you're already moving. But as it was, you're good. Hey, look at this. There's a guy. All right, there we go. Panther's coming in. A little bit of a miss right there. And we're going to do some work on him. He gets tracked. Smack him. Doesn't seem to be lit by you. Ooh, unlucky into the dirt. You can see that the rate of fire on the 3045 is pretty fantastic. Shot after shot going down range. I like that shot right there. It's a low percentage shot, but that's a shot he probably wouldn't have taken in the past. And in the idea of sending rounds down range. Now realize the Panther is still lit. He's probably below the level of the ground, but you may want to take a look. There you go. And anticipate maybe he keeps going. Nope, he did not. So nice job there. Oh, hey, look at that. That guy made a mistake and moved up and ends up getting taken out. Now you have a situation developing on your southwest flank. It looks like it's handled right now. We'll see how it actually ends up turning out. The game is fairly even, but it's probably about now you need to start thinking about doing something different. Very oddly, nothing has really gone on up at the northeast. Usually there's quite a scrap up there by the windmill, but nothing's happened. At least nothing major. But you could easily get pushed from that way. So there is one school of thought that maybe you head up there and see what's going on. You know the Panther is down the bottom. The other two are TDs, and then there's just some cats and dogs. So more than likely you could take that hill yourself. But as I mentioned earlier, in the southwest they really cleaned your guys up. So there must be quite a few TDs down there because they just waxed everyone who went in there. So I like this idea of coming back across and looking to support that collapsed flank. The Utes in the mill pretty much have that area covered up there. You're going to come up here to a bush, and that's a good idea. You're going to grab a bush. I would have avoided knocking down the tree. And we're going to wait. Now, I don't particularly like this spot for this defense. I actually like that hill over there and those bushes because you're a little bit closer. You have a little bit better shots on them as they come across the open. And you're less exposed to their guys down here in the swamp or up on their hill. As you can see, the draw is just enough for them to start taking shots on you. And if you're over here in these bushes, I think you have a little bit better ability to defend. The good news is the Utes has pretty good spotting range. And if you're thinking, well, I'm probably safe because he's not saying anything, then good enough. I get what you're doing. Also, if you're close to those bushes on the left and closer to the Hummel, if they do make it into those buildings, you have a little bit better of ability to move into the buildings and take on any survivors that get in there. So here comes the first victim. Where is this guy? Now, I don't know if, because the replays are kind of goofy, I don't know if you actually had a highlight on him or you just took that shot, but that's probably a shot NiteDog wouldn't have taken a while ago, and that was nicely done. You had nothing to lose. There we go. Someone tracks him and helps you. There he goes. Oh, unlucky that time. You almost got him. All right, this is an anticipation thing here, NiteDog, and I would say that that E25 seems to know the Hummel is there and wants to come get him. I would have just waited, anticipating that he was going to come screaming around that corner, and you probably could have nuked him right there. But as you're moving, now you got to wait for your dispersion to close. You're outside of the bush, and there's a lot of bad things that can happen right there. So I would have probably waited until that E25 proved he wasn't coming around that corner and then moved. Yep, here he comes. He's just, I want that Hummel. And that got you spotted, right? So maybe if you just stayed behind the bush, if you hadn't fired because he died so fast, he may have not even spotted you. Which means this guy knows you're in this general area. So here comes a Panther. Nice shot. Fortunately, he has got vehicles to hide behind. And I don't know if it takes him a while to see you or he's just trying to get a shot, but it sure did take a long time for him to get that shot off. Yeah, I'd have been moving back and defending myself a little bit earlier. No reason to sit there standing toe-to-toe on that guy. I don't know why he doesn't. He's really not very aggressive in shooting at you, and there he goes. So you guys really turned that around between the 13F and the Utes, cleaning up everybody in that corner, and you guys nuking all the guys pushing the cap. Another great example of why at that point in the game, with the amount of TDs that they had, there was no reason for their team to push the cap. And that's a great example of why you don't do it. Nice job. You got him done. All right, so there's the guy that's lit, and you make a decision to kind of troll along here. I'd have just about 45 right and went straight towards the Dicker Max so that I brought him into my draw range and seen if I had a shot on that guy. So right now you're just sort of letting the fight happen. I'd have pushed in there until I had lights. Plus you got those bushes in front of you. It's not like they're going to see you. The Utes is not going to shoot you. He's busy with the 1357. There you go. Stop there and see if you got a light on him. That's all right, though. You're getting a little closer to your work. I think you had a shot that whole time, because you're going to stop here and find out that, yep. Nicely done. Would have been nice if it had tracked him. Again, a shot you probably wouldn't have taken beforehand, but you took it. That's a good shot. It's good in that it should be taken. Obviously it didn't hit. Yeah, keep trucking, man. He's just gonna dive down. Gets whacked. Not sure why this 1357F is not able to kill him. Maybe he ran out of shells or something. I don't know. Bounced a couple potentially. Didn't get around behind him. And then the Artie takes him out. So nice job, man. We talked about a few of the things. Little mistake early that cost you some hit points, but nice job reacting to the flow of the battle. Taking shots and good SA. Taking shots you usually didn't take, which I think were in a couple of cases paid off for you. And good SA on paying attention to the flow and the minimap and where to go. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I appreciate it. I am happy to do these kinds of analysis for anybody. If you want to send me your game via PM, a link to the Watt replays, or however you'd like to do it, just let me know. I'll be happy to make a video, give you a little analysis of your gameplay and a little help. Otherwise, like I said, thanks for coming, and we will see you. Hey yo, it's Guido coming at you with a tactics talk. I've got a replay analysis here for you. NiteDog in his T-34-85M loaded into Malinovka in an encounter battle. As you can see, he has spawned on the north side. He's immediately going to head up the hill. He's in a 357 bottom tier in a medium tank, and the 34-85M is a pretty fantastic premium tank. It's a Russian tier 6 premium, based on the T-34 frame, T-34-85 frame specifically. And going up to the hill is a pretty good idea for mediums on this one. You can go there and help the heavies, or you can head out into the field and you can even snipe in the middle where the Jackson, Scorpion, and T-25-2 are, but he chooses a more aggressive line, and right off the bat they're down a Scorpion G, so they've lost one of their 3 tier 8s. You'll notice that there's a tier 8 artillery in this battle on each side, so that's going to color some of the things he can do. So he's going to take kind of the low road here and watch what comes up, see if he can stop any mediums or anything that wants to push up into him. He's got one of these Sturv guys showing up, and he'll put a nice shot into his turret right there. You notice he does not go to gold, and there's a pretty good scrap going on up above him, so he needs to watch out what's going on there. Look for opportunities to potentially pop up there and help them, but right now he's got plenty to deal with here. This is always tricky. You never know if that guy's going to back right into your shot. Comes over here and takes a shot. Now he's facing that 01, and NiteDog, I would say right about here I would go to gold so I could start penning this 01. He's going to prioritize. Initially looks like the Sturv shoots right into the face of the 01. You're just really unlikely to pen that 01 without any gold there, NiteDog. So I think by now I'd already pressed 2, especially after bouncing that 1. You may have been thinking you get a shot in the Sturv, but goes for a track, don't quite get it. And 2 would help you out quite a bit here. But you've got some softer targets you can shoot. Got the other 30-45 poking around. He's getting punished. Now you can pick off the 01's buddies, and that's a good idea. Earlier on I had a shot at not the 01 but at his buddies, because once you get him isolated he's in trouble. And now you got a better shot into his side. Nice job there. So he's taken out 2 tanks. Now I talk about a lot with mediums, and I get a lot of requests. What do I do as a bottom tier medium? What do you mean support the heavies or get into the brawl zone and be a combat multiplier? Well, this is pretty much it. You're just carefully picking around the battle and trying to take shots. Now let's stop right here, NiteDog. See where that Cromwell is, that little ridge right there? You can use that. You can drive up on that, get yourself a little higher, and get shots on guys that are hugging this red line over there. Over by the Cromwell, push your front of your nose up on that ridge right there, and then shoot back across. You do need to be careful about exposing yourself too much, because you can be shot from down below. But if you pop up, shoot, and pop back down, you're going to have a much better time of it. You just don't have the depression to fight right here with what you're doing. And it looks like you got the idea right there. Now you're prioritizing the Oni. I would ignore that guy right now. Take out his buddies. You're going to have a really hard time penning the Oni even on the side. Get the KV-2. Get the Thunderbolt. There you go, and he's doing what I just talked about a second ago. That's a good idea. He's got a lot of buddies in there. Now you can tell that they're really pushing these guys back. They've got T-29, NiteDog, Cromwell, and IS, a KV-2. A lot of guys here, but watch what happens. Unfortunately, their T-29 is running the stock gun. NiteDog's waiting for his stun to go away. Now I'd just go up the hill to the right side of that T-29. You'd have shots for days on those guys. Prioritizing the Oni again when you had a shot right into the KV-2. Just ignore the Oni till his buddies are gone, and then you can swarm him. Now his buddies are gone. Kind of a backwards move. Didn't really work out very well. I understand what you're trying to do. And again, I'd have gone to gold long ago if you want to have any chance of pinning that Oni, and we're really going to mess around with the Oni. One other thing, and this will become important as well, NiteDog. See that tree, that bush, and that bush right there, all useful for poking up and taking a look, getting your viewports up and over the hill, and seeing if you can spot some guys down below. You're going to spend a lot of time. Now all your buddies are dead, so you're the only one here, and that Oni is still in pretty good health. And I see that you are spotting him for Artie. Okay, so Artie just fired, right? I understand what you're doing here. It's time to disappear. They still have an Artie. There's no need to even come back and let that Oni see you. Just back up, get around the rock, and hide. Why? That's why. And your Artie is on a reload, so it's not helping you by keeping yourself lit right there. Once he's gone, you get untracked and wait for the arty, hopefully, to tell you that he is reloaded. And it looks like you're going to move on out of here. See, he's telling you to light it, so he's ready to fire again. Now, I don't spend a whole lot of time in games doing things for arty, because in general, it's better if you're doing things for yourself. But sometimes in a case like that, the arty can be helpful on taking down that heavy that's really kind of trapped there. He was asking you to light him. I think you could have lit him one more time, and I think you might have been able to light him by getting into those bushes or up behind that tree, like I said earlier. But you're going to come around to the top. Now remember, they've got their arty down there, so if you do light him, you've got to be cognizant of that. It ends up working out for you here because I believe that their arty is busy somewhere else now. But here's the problem. Now I'd have stopped right there. As soon as I noticed that I had a shot on the TD without exposing myself even more to get a shot down on the Oni, I'd have shot at that TD and got out of there. But as it is, you chase the Oni, you're looking at the TD, and you take a hit from the Oni because you stop and try to get another shot on the TD. So I'd have taken a shot at the TD, not exposed myself to the Oni. The Oni got lit and got hit anyway, and you'd have not taken a hit. You'd have put a shot on the TD, and the Oni would have taken the arty hit. That's a little bit dangerous how you got out of there. Remember that you're lit for quite a while as you back up, and a good arty player is going to kind of estimate that. I'm not sure if he actually fired at you. Maybe he did. I just missed that. But in any event, kind of backing out and then sticking your rear end out here and then starting to move in this direction, he may guesstimate where you're going, plus you knock down the fence right there. So I'd have hid behind that mill for just a little while longer until you were sure he was no kidding not paying attention or couldn't have any really good idea of which way you're going. Now you're going to try to go down here. I'm going to go chipmunk speed because we actually go down this way thinking about trying to reposition. And the FE's getting salty because you haven't lit it. It being the Oni. And holy cow, the FE figures he's just going to go do it himself. Don't know why he's doing that, but he is, so you wisely come back this way. And you have gone to gold, so that's good. We've got the gold cooking now. The FE is set up. He's busy shooting people over there, and here we go. Now I'd have moved in very carefully here. The first thing I probably would have done is grabbed probably this tree and maybe peeked up and through there, then maybe this bush that we're going by right now and peeked over, all the while looking off to my left and make sure he's not sitting right here. But you could have taken a couple of peeks to include this bush right here, just to look over, and you might catch one of those TDs moving around or in there with not very good camo and ended up seeing him. The bush right there that you're kind of pointing at, also a good option. Alright, he's lit. Now get out of there. You'll also notice that he doesn't have 6th sense. NiteDog doesn't have 6th sense, so that is a little bit dangerous. Surprised he already didn't shoot you, but he must have been busy maybe pointing at where the T-28 was or something. There has been a scrap going on there, but the other team is in pretty good shape. There's an arty shot that missed you, fortunately. And you're already unknown how that's even possible, but with the splash range of that gun, the one thing that is working against it is he's up on top of that hill shooting downhill, and it's quite the oblong shot pattern right there. So if he misses long, it's going to miss quite long. He's going to have a very long, kind of elongated shot dispersion with that type of shot off of a hill downhill. And what I said earlier still applies. Once you light him and arty fires, get out of there and go hide behind the rock for a while. And then when he clicks that ready to fire that you just saw come up on the bottom left, then go find the guy. But there's no sense in keeping yourself lit, because their arty, if it reloads, just has even that much more opportunity to know where you are, gauge your moving back and forth, and maybe get a shot on you. See, he just fired. Get out of there. There was no reason to go back in. No, don't do it. Don't do it, NiteDog. Oh, he did it. So you're just not going to get the shot here. Here you might get one. Let's see. This is not a bad idea, but I'm really worried about the arty hitting you. Let's see what happens. Oh, we ended up bouncing. Okay. And we'll keep on working. Again, those bushes on your right there, once you move back and know you're not lit, those are your friend. That one on your right, especially right there, you could actually come up on that a little bit, stick your front of your hole into that without actually going through it, and you may actually light the Oni without him seeing you. And that would be ideal, because now he's going to see you. Maybe aim at the track there. It's going to be a hard shot, but you might have been able to track him. I think you already misses one more time. Again, I'd have got out of there. As soon as I lit him, just get out of there. No idea why he's not shooting back yet. That's very odd to me. And 10 hit points. You're already is having a really hard time taking this guy out. He's getting angry too. I think a return shot comes this time. Oh, that was gutsy. You are very lucky he didn't hit you right there. There is no way you should have come back for that second shot. And this is all very dangerous. But he wasn't reloaded, and there already is dead, so that's always good. Now you don't have that concern. Oh boy. No idea how he missed you twice, but he did. Now, one thing you do need to watch for, you're going to come up on this ridge to shoot this comet. I'd have actually gone low and protected my left side. There's a lot of TDs down there. They seem to be busy with the T-28. You're very lucky that right here they didn't just nuke you, because you are exposed. And then instead of dropping straight back down, because look at that guy, he's clearly got a shot on you right here. Maybe even this guy potentially. Yep. See if I can highlight this guy. Yep, there he is. So he can see you as well. And they're both looking at the T-28. If you knew that, good on you. That's huge SA. I wouldn't have known that myself. I'd have come up, peeked up just enough to kill him, and backed straight back down the hill and put this ground between me and them right there. As it is, you're good. And then you stop. I don't know about that either. I'd have definitely kept going and dove back down. All right, now go use those bushes that I talked about. Let's see if he uses them this here. Nope, and this is what I'm talking about. That bush right there, that one is fantastic for what you're trying to do right now. You're trying to light these two TDs without being lit yourself. All right, there's one of them. Hard to know if you're lit. Oops, gotta get the view that you're showing. There we go. And now we're just going to finish up this RHM. A shot there. Oh man, that was a kill shot too. Oh, a miss. And we end up killing him. So pretty nice job overall. Bottom tier medium, doing some good work. Being a force multiplier for your force. Could have done some things, I think, a little less dangerously. The idea was absolutely there. The execution was could have probably been better in a couple cases, which I did note. But nice job overall with the T-34 85M NiteDog. See ya.